At 7:54 a.m. on September 14, 2025, Mariah Samuels made her final post on Facebook. She wrote about being stalked at 4 in the morning. She shared video evidence of abuse. She criticized the police response. Minutes later, she was shot and killed outside her own home.
A woman was shot and killed just minutes after posting about the domestic violence she was facing. Family members say 34-year-old Mariah Samuels lost her life this weekend to that violence.
But here's what makes this case different. Mariah had done everything right. She left her abuser immediately when she recognized danger. She filed for protection. She documented every threat. She called the police multiple times. She reached out for help publicly when private channels failed. And she died anyway. By the end of this video, you'll understand why following expert advice about leaving abusive relationships can sometimes be the most dangerous thing a victim can do. You'll see how a man with a 23-year history of violence was free to hunt down the woman who tried to escape him. Before we continue, hit that subscribe button. Stories like Mariah's need to reach as many people as possible because the warning signs we're about to discuss could literally save someone's life. Welcome to Forensic True Crime Stories, where we share true crime stories based on real events that deserve to be told. Kindly support us by subscribing to this channel and turn on the notification bell icon so you never miss a new story.
Bitches want you to compete with them so bad. Bitch, it's you against you, and you still losing. Leave me the fuck alone.
So I was like, this is new. We don't have it in.
This story will be taking us to Minneapolis, Minnesota. Mariah Rosanna Samuels was 34 years old when she died. She was a dog groomer who spent her days making animals feel loved and safe. She had 2 sons, including an 11-year-old who was the center of her world. Her sister Simone said, "There's nobody else like that girl in this whole world." Mariah lived in North Minneapolis with her father. She had family, friends, a job, and community support. She was smart, independent, and strong. She recognized danger when she saw it. If you're thinking about someone in your own life, a friend who seems different lately, anyone who's mentioned feeling afraid, please don't wait for more evidence. Hit the like button if you believe everyone deserves to know these warning signs. In late summer 2025, people noticed changes in Mariah. She seemed more withdrawn, more careful. What they didn't know was that she'd met the most dangerous person she'd ever encounter. David Eugene Wright was 50 when he murdered Mariah. Understanding who he was requires going back decades. In 2002, Wright pointed a gun at his girlfriend and her 15-year-old sister. When they tried to testify, he threatened them from jail until they were too afraid to appear in court. The case went to the Minnesota Supreme Court because of his witness intimidation. His record: aggravated robbery, assault, illegal weapons possession. In 2009, a 15-year federal sentence for gun crimes. But Wright specialized in intimate partner violence. In 2020 and 2022, 2 different women got protection orders against him for stalking and assault. When Mariah met Wright, she had no way of knowing she was looking at someone who'd spent over 2 decades terrorizing women. At the time he'd murder Mariah, Wright was on federal supervised release for gun crimes. The government was supposed to be monitoring him. Subscribe to stay updated as we examine more cases where the warning signs were there, but systems failed to connect the dots. Summer 2025. Like many abusers, Wright initially love-bombed Mariah with attention and affection. But when he showed his true nature, possessiveness, control, prison mentality, Mariah recognized the red flags quickly. On August 21, 2025, Mariah called Wright and ended their relationship. His response was immediate and terrifying. Wright threatened to blow up her family's house. Then he tracked her to where she was dropping off her 11-year-old son. He pistol-whipped Mariah, punched her repeatedly, grabbed her throat while holding a gun, and threatened to shoot her and anyone who helped her. Mariah went home with a knot on her head, scratches, and bruises. But more than physical wounds, she understood Wright was willing to kill her rather than let her go. Share this video with someone who might benefit from understanding these realities about how abusers escalate. August 26, 2025. Mariah filed for an order for protection for herself and her son. Her petition was detailed, documenting Wright's threats, the assault, the death threats. The court granted it immediately. Wright was served on August 29th. For a moment, Mariah might have felt the system was working, but Wright completely ignored the order. His texts followed a predictable pattern. First apologetic, I am sorry. I still have things for your birthday. Then love bombing. I love you, Mariah, and I am truly sorry. When Mariah didn't respond, he turned hostile. You are a fake, ass-nothing bitch. Each violation was documented. Each threat reported. Mariah was doing everything right. But Wright learned that legal orders without enforcement are just paper. By September, Wright was stalking her house at 4 a.m., obsessed with the idea she was seeing someone else. Hit the like button if you think this information about how abusers operate is something more people need to understand.
Hey girl, I'm playing it right now. How you doing, sweet chicks? Virgo shit, it's your birthday and you take your shots today.
September 14th, 2025. At 7:54 a.m., Mariah posted her final message. I was trying to stay silent, but stalking me at 4 in the morning, and the police ain't doing anything besides serving him with a protective order, and clearly it's not doing anything. She included video evidence of Wright hitting her. Even in her final moments, Mariah was following advice, documenting everything, creating evidence, telling people what's happening. Her sister received frantic calls that morning. Wright was texting again, violating the order, angry because he believed she was seeing someone else. Before we continue, I need you to understand. The escalation pattern you're seeing happens in domestic violence cases every day. If you know someone showing these warning signs, please share this video. The information could be life-saving. While Mariah created her digital record, Wright was outside her house, with a gun, with 15 bullets. At 7:54 a.m., Mariah walked to her Jeep, never seeing Wright coming. This wasn't passion, this was calculated execution. Wright shot Mariah multiple times as she tried to escape. Witnesses heard at least 5 shots, but investigators found 15 shell casings. 15 bullets. Someone who kept pulling the trigger long after Mariah had fallen. Someone who wanted to make sure she'd never leave him again. Neighbors heard Mariah screaming, begging for her life.
Domestic situation, and she was ambushed.
Her family says ex-boyfriend David Wright, booked in the Hennepin County Jail on a murder charge, is responsible. Court documents show Samuels filed for an order for protection less than 3 weeks ago after she says Wright attacked her and put a gun to her head. She wrote, I was extremely fearful of the respondent and take his threats seriously. A judge issued an emergency protection order and it was served to Wright within 3 days.
After shooting her, Wright tried to drag her body from the Jeep, then stole her bicycle and fled. Police arrived within 4 minutes. They found Mariah slumped against her car door, her legs still inside the vehicle, evidence she tried desperately to escape. 19 hours later, police found Wright in Anoka. When shown photos of Mariah's body, he said, I'm not going to fight this situation. This is not going to be a hard-fought case. He told police to read the text messages so they'd understand why he killed her. This wasn't remorse. This was justification. In Wright's mind, Mariah had betrayed him by leaving, by living without him, by possibly seeing someone else. These justified her execution. He expected society to understand his position. This is how intimate partner killers think. Victims aren't people with rights. They're property that stepped out of line. Subscribe if you want to see more analysis of how system failures contribute to preventable deaths, because understanding these patterns is the first step toward changing them. Every institution designed to protect victims failed Mariah. Wright was monitored for gun crimes while using firearms to commit murder. Multiple agencies knew Wright's pattern but never coordinated. Repeated violations without escalating consequences taught Wright the system was powerless. Despite Wright's history, his case wasn't treated as high risk, requiring intensive intervention. When someone with Wright's history operates freely, women like Mariah pay with their lives. Share this video with someone in law enforcement or victim advocacy. They need to see these cases from the victim's perspective. The day after Mariah's murder, her sisters became advocates overnight.
Take domestic violence seriously. You know, reach out to somebody. I don't know if the police can help you all the time. Get out of the relationship. Escape if you can.
Their message: take domestic violence seriously. Get out of the relationship. Escape if you can. But Simone revealed something shocking. Mariah will be the fourth woman in our family murdered by someone who said they loved them. 4 women in one family, all killed by intimate partners while systems failed. They started a GoFundMe for Mariah's sons and made her story a call to action. As expert Amarthini Keefe said, the reason she's not alive today is because of his decision, but also system decisions that prioritized Wright's freedom over Mariah's safety.
Her life.
She did everything that she could, and somebody else made a choice to hurt her. What are we doing in order to help people make different choices? Right? We know that it's not just an individual problem; it's a systems issue, both in community and in their family system. And we want to be able to identify those gaps and try to come up with solutions. Something that's so important for us to really to grapple with and to understand is that it cannot be on a victim alone.
Mariah's case teaches us to recognize extreme danger signals. Immediate escalation after breakup, the most dangerous time for victims. Threats against family members, psychological warfare tactics. Stalking behavior, establishing total control. History with previous partners, strongest predictor of future violence. Weapons access plus violence history, extreme lethality factors. Complete disregard for legal consequences, indicates willingness to kill. Obsession with victims' new relationships, possessive ownership mindset. Traditional advice like, just get a restraining order, may not be sufficient for high-risk cases. Subscribe to continue learning about these warning signs and how to recognize when someone might be in extreme danger. Mariah's death was preventable. We need high-risk offender monitoring with immediate consequences for violations. Automatic prosecution when firearms are involved in domestic violence. Information integration between all agencies. Real enforcement of protection orders. Comprehensive victim support, including relocation assistance. This isn't about taking away rights. It's recognizing domestic violence as a public safety emergency requiring aggressive response. If someone you know might be in an abusive relationship, don't just offer advice. Offer concrete support. Help them with their safety plan. Share resources. Understand that leaving is often the most dangerous time. Learn these warning signs. Believe people when they say they're afraid. Support organizations working for policy changes. Subscribe to this channel for more cases examining not just what happened, but why it happened and how it could have been prevented. Share this video if you think Mariah's story could help someone recognize danger. Mariah Rosanna Samuels should be alive today, grooming dogs and raising her sons. She did everything society tells domestic violence victims to do. She left quickly, sought protection, documented evidence, and called for help. She died because systems treated her life as less important than Wright's freedom to move freely in the community. Her death wasn't inevitable. It was the result of specific, preventable failures. Mariah deserved better. Her sons deserve to grow up with their mother. The next woman dealing with someone like David Wright deserves better too. We honor Mariah's memory, a devoted mother, loving sister, and gentle soul who brought joy to everyone who knew her. Her bravery in seeking help and determination to protect herself and her children should inspire us all to do better. To Mariah's sons, her sisters Simone and Selena, her father, and all who loved her, your grief is shared by countless people who will never forget her story. May her memory be a source of strength as you continue fighting for changes that could prevent other families from experiencing this loss. Mariah's life mattered. Her voice continues through those who refuse to let her death be in vain. Rest in peace. Pay attention to warning signs. Believe people when they say they're afraid. Support survivors. Demand accountability. Remember that behind every statistic is someone who deserved to be safe. Kindly reach out to domestic violence resources. National Domestic Violence Hotline. 1-800-799-7233. Text START to 88788. Chat online at thehotline.org. If you or someone you know is in immediate danger, call 911. Dear viewers, if you found this investigation insightful, kindly like and share this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell for future updates. It will mean a lot to us and encourage us to keep bringing you these true crime stories. Thanks for watching till the end, and until our next video, stay safe.